Hey guys, what's up? On this video I'm gonna show some matches that I've done using this Cleopatra build right here. In my opinion, this could possibly be one of the best melee builds on this game. I know that I have said in other videos that I don't think melee is the best option for Predators in this game. Melee leaves you very vulnerable to get a lot of damage in the process because you have to come very close to the fighting in order to do the attacks. And the damage of the melee weapons in comparison to the damage that the fightings can do with their best weapons up close, it's just not enough. You have like multiple people shooting at you. The damage of the melee weapons might not be enough to get anyone down. And it will, melee have problems with the tracking. Sometimes you might not be able to hit the fightings very well, not hit out the attacks because it has tracking issues. The Predator does not hit the fighting as it should. You can get parried, which leaves you stunned, and then for a few seconds you cannot do anything. You're just getting shot by the other fightings while one of them has parried you. So melee is really not the most effective way to play as parried in this game, but still I'm trying to make it. I decided to try to give it a try and try to make it as effective as possible. And I think that Cleopatra is the best option for it. She's a better version of the Berserker, which is the class that was, ever since launch, made to be used for melee. Berserker was not that bad at launch, it could actually be used for melee, but after so many balancing changes over the course of the game, I think that he's just not good enough. Everything that Berserker can do, Cleopatra can do better. Cleopatra is just an improved version of him. The Viking also can be considered a better version of the Viking, but I think that Cleopatra is mostly better overall because of this Tactician Trapper build that you can do with her, and it helps a lot with melee. The focus on this build is to be able to always focus on trapping the fightings, because while they are trapped, you're gonna be able to do extra melee damage or any type of damage against them while they are trapped, netted, or interacting. And while they are trapped or netted, that's one less fighting that's gonna be shooting at you, that's less damage you're gonna take, and more damage you can do to that guy. So always, I try to mostly focus on getting them trapped first, and focus on attacking the ones that are trapped because I can do extra melee damage on them. And with the Cleopatra, since she's kind of pushed to be as a melee build, but she can also be used for a Stalker long range build, she does 13% extra melee damage, which is 3 more than the Berserker. The Berserker can do 10%. The Viking can also do 13% extra melee damage, which is another passive ability that these heavier classes have. But with the Tactician perk, that's 15% more. And when you put Fearless, that's going to be 10% more. So the amount of damage that you can do to fightings that are trapped can go up to 38, which is when you're using weapons like the Alpha Sickle, which is one of the best melee weapons in this game. I think that the Alpha Sickle and the Elder Sword are the best melee weapons, but I just prefer the Alpha Sickle because the stun of the parry seems to take less time, and also the attacks are just feel so fast, you know. So yeah, that's 38 damage boost while using the Alpha Sickle when the fightings are trapped or netted. And when you put the Trapper perk, the Trapper perks make it harder for them to escape the trap. It takes longer for them to escape the trap. It's making it longer for them to escape the netgun. I'm also bringing the netgun, because a good combo here is either to throw the trap, get the fighting trap, it's changed to the Alpha Sickle, or you shoot the netgun, change to the Alpha Sickle very fast, and also attacking. But also if their numbers are down, you go for the netgun and just follow with the wrist plates, because the wrist plates are gonna do 38 extra melee damage, which is also can be very good. Of course, it's not enough. Like don't use netgun and wrist plates alone against like 4 fighting players that are shooting at you, because that's not enough. But the Alpha Sickle is like, if you can get like 2 of them trapped and you just follow with the Alpha Sickle, it's gonna be able to get some good damage on them. It's gonna be able to bring them down. Overall, it's mainly because of this Trapper build that she's overall a better option for melee in my opinion. But you need to focus, like I said, on trapping them for the melee damage, and because then you're gonna have one less fighting to worry about because he will be immobile. While comparing two classes like the Viking and the Berserker, which is very similar stats wise, if you compare just the amount of HP, stamina, movement speed that they have, and even gear, I think that she's overall better because, let's say, first the Berserker. The Berserker has less perk points than her. He does 3% less melee damage, and he doesn't have any specialization that increases the damage of his melee weapons. So the only advantage that the Berserker has over her is having 15 gear points, but you can only go equip gear that go up to 13 perk points in this game. So like, even though the Berserker has 15 gear points, he's never gonna use all of them. You can only go up to 13 gear points on this game, so it doesn't really matter. So every single aspect of the Predator, Cleopatra is just superior to the Berserker. The Viking has 1 more perk point than her, but for this build here that I have in mind, it only takes 11 perk points, so it doesn't really matter. The Viking having 12 perk points it's not gonna make much difference for this build. And I think the Tactician overall is better than any of the specializations that the Viking has. And the Viking, I believe it's a little slower than her. Maybe it feels, I don't know, he just feels a little slower. Maybe, or maybe just my impression, but I don't know. I think the Viking just feels a little bit slower than her, and that can make it easier for the fighting to hit you. And since he's bigger, it's a bigger target for the fighting, so I'm not sure how much that affects the hitboxes. But I think that Cleopatra is just like she can do melee better than Viking and the berserker, and it feels like it's easier, and it feels like it's harder for the fighting to hit her since she's a little bit slimmer.
¿Te ayuda? movimento.